Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for June the 25th through July the 1st. Happy birthday, Cancer! This is for your sun, moon and rising, and the links to the other videos will be below in the show more section. So you can check those out there. This is also a general reading, guys. If you would like a personal reading, then if you click on this little notice right here, you will find information on how to get that. Now, I am on Instant Go. You can ask a question 24 hours a day and I will get back to you with the answer after doing a quick reading. Also, another way to support me is Patreon. Check out my Patreon page. I have various reward levels, and you can support me there for as little as $1 a month. Now, what else do I have to say? Listen, if you are here for the first time, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for stopping by, and I really hope that you enjoy these readings. And if you're coming back, oh my God, you're my heart. Thank you so much. I really love you and I really appreciate you. So now let's go to the astrological report, shall we? Now, the 26th, we have Mars in Aquarius going retrograde. Look, Aquarius is about we, you know, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. It's about us, it's about we, humanitarian, it's the group, it's global as opposed to me, I. And Mars is about action, it's about revolution, it's about, you know, it can be about anger, you know. Now Mars going retrograde in Aquarius it's going retrograde until August the 27th. So, this is a time where, how do I say it? Look, people could, it's about people protesting what's going on with people in, you know, with the powers that be, but kind of in the wrong way. So we can, our anger can be brought up and we can get really souped up. So we really have to be aware of that and not take the wrong action. You know, I was in the West Village last night and I saw, you know, in nearly every corner I saw all these big vans with, you know, armored police with, you know, with the helmets and big rifles and guns, you know, those high-powered guns. You know, it was kind of scary. I feel like, you know, we can't make the wrong move, guys. We don't want to give the powers that be the excuse to take total control, do we? But it was very concerning as I was walking through the West Village with my granddaughter last night. It's very disconcerting. So guys, be aware if you're going to get involved, and everyone's I know is up in arms about these children being taken away from their parents, and I don't want to get political. I really don't on here. It's not a political platform, but I do want to say really think about what the repercussions could be and how you are going to handle yourself. And, you know, yes, we get angry, but we need to kind of step back and we need to, you know, temper those emotions. And it's going to be a very emotional time right now. You know, we have the sun in Cancer is going to be opposing Mars in retrograde at this time. So it's very important, you know, to balance our emotions. Now, on the 28th, we have the full moon in Capricorn, right? And that is opposing the sun in Cancer. This can be about, this is also a very emotional time, guys. It is kind of an emotional time, but our emotions are more invested in how we look at, in society, what our status is, and our reputation and what we own, and, you know, so it's less spiritual and it's more, because it's in Capricorn, it's more about, you know, status symbols, either materialistic or, you know, where we are in life, where we've got to, how we look to society, how things look on the surface level. And on the 29th, Mercury enters Leo. Now, this could be, we could be very kind of theatrically expressing, very expressive and expressing ourselves in stories and everything, you know. I just want to go back quickly to the full moon because it's all about, you know, the ending of something or the culmination of something that we put in action at the new moon. And Mercury enters Leo and on the 29th. Now I just want to say the 26th Mars goes retrograde, but it's also the 25th somewhere else in the world. So on the 28th is the full moon, but it's also the 27th. Now the 29th in Mercury goes enters Leo, Mercury enters Leo on the 29th or 30th, depending on where you are in the world. So our thinking can be very grand and expansive, and our focus is on the goal, right? That's why I mentioned the full moon, because it's on the goal. The bigger and the grander the goal, the better, right? So we're going to be very grandly expressing ourselves and speaking out, right? We're going to be very expressive, and we may not listen as well as we should during this time. So listen, that is all I have for the astrological report. So let's go to the reading, shall we? Hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading for June the 25th through July the 1st. And the first card out for you is the Knight of Swords. Now, knights are all about movement, right? This knight, when this knight comes up, it's saying you're right in the middle of something that you are so laser focused. You know exactly where you're going. You know exactly how to get there, and you have your eye on the prize. Nothing's going to stop you. You're on your quest and you're going to get there. Now, the only thing I would say about this is that sometimes you can be so laser focused that you don't actually see that the situation may have changed. Some circumstances may have changed. But you are so, you know, you've got the blinders on, you're going forward, you're not seeing what's around. So sometimes, excuse me, this card reminds us to kind of, you know, to take our eye, to take our eye off the goal, or to at least take a moment to look around and see if the situation has changed or circumstances have changed around this. So, I'm sorry, let me have some water. Hold on a minute. Now, clarifying this is the Ten of Air. And the Ten of Air is saying, look, the Ten of Air it represents somebody who's been through a very, very difficult time, a very hard, it's almost like a hard life, right? So many things have happened that have been very challenging. And this kind of, excuse me, it's like the Wheel of Fortune, right? So it's about, you're kind of at rock bottom. It's kind of what it means. It's like when you hit rock bottom and you're ready to move on. And this card is saying, listen, don't give up. It's almost like you have this acceptance that you know that look, the wheel is turning, and it's gone all the way to the bottom, and the wheel is going to start turning up. So things are going to change for you in a good way. You just have to kind of stay the course, Virgo. So, you know, have hope. Don't lose hope. Definitely the Ten of Air is about not losing hope. And knowing that things are going to be different and things are going to change. Now, the next card that comes up for you is the Five of Wands, and that is, fives are about change, right? So you have some conflict going on, and it could be conflict with others. It's kind of like a little kind of competition, kind of conflict. I don't even want to call it conflict. It's kind of, well, there's some kind of issue going on. Now, this could be an internal conflict for some of you. You could be struggling with a decision, or which way to go, or should you, shouldn't you, or how do you handle this. This, clarifying it, is the Hanging Man, which indicates you've got to look at this situation from a different point of view. Because look, the Hanging Man's just hanging there with his foot, you know, he's not in danger, and he's just kind of looking at something with his head, you know, cocked to the side, and he's thinking, okay, let me see this situation from this point. So this is reminding you to get creative. And look, it's number 12. 12 reduces 1 and 2 reduces to 3. That means be creative. Creativity. The number 3 represents creativity. So this situation, either it's an internal conflict for you, or there's some kind of conflict going on outside of you with you know, family members or work, people at work. Usually the ones means people at work, or you know, it could be any group of people that you're dealing with right now. And this also kind of reminds you, you know, not to kind of not to concede to the group if it compromises your values, right? So it is about compromising, but not compromising your values. So that's why you've got to take a creative approach to this, Virgo. You really do. And you have to, it's not something that you ought to avoid. It's something that you need to address. And then the next card up is the Queen of Pentacles, right? And she represents abundance. Look, she represents opulence and manifestation of earthly goods, material wealth, but she also represents the spirit of our planet, the planet Earth, you know, and it's about, you know, abundance comes from many sources, you know, fruits and vegetables, we get that from the planet, right, from Earth. So this is definitely about being kind to the planet, but it's also about manifesting that which you want. But I'm getting this. Okay, so when I was dealing these cards, I got a little emotional. So I have a feeling that there is some major change coming for you, Virgo. And it's going to kind of change your life in a very in a very deep level. Now, transformation is an internal change, so it's about the old you kind of dying and going away, and a new you being reborn. So I feel that any kind of material wealth. Well, of course, we've got this new moon, right? This full moon in Capricorn, which is about how you are perceived in society. What, you know, what are your possessions? What have you manifested? How far have you come? And it's about kind of the material realm, right? And the transformation card is coming up because it's saying that there is change coming, and embrace that change, and it's a spiritual change. So because the you know, the Queen of Pentacles came up, I am more inclined to get that you need to take the focus away from the spiritual, away from the material, and look at your personal growth. There's some personal growth going to happen for you this week, and it's going to be liberating. Of course, sometimes at the time it doesn't feel, but there's some major change coming for you this week, Virgo, for some of you, because it is a general reading, don't forget. What I say is embrace the change, right? If you have conflict, don't react, because, you know, we're going to want to have that urge to react. Our emotions are going to be on the surface this week, very much so. You know, we've got the sun in Cancer. You know, we have the sun in Cancer opposing Mars in retrograde. We've got Mercury moving into Leo. We've got all these energies that's going to have our emotions on the surface. So it's not about pushing the emotions down and not feeling them. It's not about that. It's about being able to release them, but release them in a non-destructive way, right? So it's important to let those emotions out. It's important to allow them to come up. It's important to feel them. And you know, Virgo, you don't like to feel those emotions. Don't shut down. Feel those emotions and release them, because you will have a transformation from that. You will really benefit from feeling those emotions and allowing them and letting them go, letting them move on. Now we are going to do the romance angels for you guys. First, we're going to do a romance angel for single Virgos, and then we're going to do a romance angel for partnered Virgos. So let's see what we have. What wonderful messages and blessings do the romance angels have for single Virgos? Oh, there it is. Ah, this is one of my favorite all-time cards. Attraction, right? When you are engaged fully in the moment, the present moment, you are the most attractive you can be. And you're not looking in the mirror. You're not aware of yourself. You are so engaged. She is so engaged in smelling that rose, right? And appreciating the beauty and the scent of it, that she is so beautiful because she's in that moment engaged, right? So don't be off in your head. This is about just, look, you attract love by enjoying this moment fully. You do, because your authentic self, there's nothing more attractive than you at being authentic, the authentic you. You are totally unique. The only thing that you have that is unique is you. So celebrate it, be it. Enjoy it. Don't worry about what you look like in the mirror or how people are seeing you. Worry about how you're seeing you. Don't worry about. Don't worry. Just be in the moment fully. Stop to smell the roses, darling, and then you'll attract the love of your life. Now, let's pull a card, a romance angel card for partnered Virgos. So what wonderful blessings and messages do the romance angels have for partnered Virgos? Let's see. What wonderful. Oh, there it is. Oh, wedding. This situation involves marriage. Well, it doesn't have to specifically involve marriage, right? This could be, you may even be married to somebody, but this is about a recommitment to each other, falling in love all over again. And this, if you are in a serious relationship, this could mean a marriage, but it can also mean just a deepening connection, a more meaningful connection with someone. And it usually is about rekindling that deep feeling that you had in the beginning, And for those of you who are in with partners, you could move on to a deeper, meaningful level in your relationship. So Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, and please comment. I love comments and feedback, and subscribe if you haven't already. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. For a personal reading, please go to www.liveinthesolution.com.